Good morning, YouTube. I'll tell you what, I stopped fiddling with that one AEA HP and I started sighting in and running dope charts on the guns that I am bringing. Now, I'll show you the first one that I started running stuff on. Okay, the first gun I started sighting in was the AEA HP Carbine N22. This is the TD version, and I've got the 4x16 Discovery on it, which I'm really digging. This is the first selection of pellets I ran. I ran 18 grain FX Diablos. I ran the 34 grain Javelins. I ran the 22 grain FX Hybrids, which I usually have pretty good luck with. And I ran the Diablo Fields from Air Arms, and they're 16 grains. And these actually, well, from what it looks like here, actually group the tightest. Okay, let's go down range and see how they did. Okay. These were the FX. These were the Javelins. That's pretty tight. And these were the FX Hybrids. And these were the Air Arms Diablos. So I am going to be packing, as far as pellets, the FX, the Air Arms, and those Javelins, because I am in love with them. They group a little bit tighter than the FX Hybrids, but those are really packing a lot more foot-pounds. Okay, I've got packed up the 22 caliber ammo that performs well in the AEA HP Carbine. Now, this is an assortment of different pellets and slugs that I'm leaving out to see what the Crowl prefers, and hopefully it's the same stuff I've already got packed. The next AEA we're going to go ahead and test out, as far as what kind of ammo it prefers, is the HP SS 30 caliber. We are going to go ahead and top this off. We're going to put about another 500-600 psi in there, bring it up to a nice even 3600 psi fill pressure. These are the 30 cals I'm going to be running, and the reason I chose these three to test and to run is because, well, quite frankly, these are the only three types of 30 cal that I have. Now, American Air Ordnance, this is a new company to me, and I bought them, but look at these. I don't know if y'all can see on camera, but you can see how these have a lot of imperfections, almost like Crosman Premiers, compared to the JSBs, which are always beautiful pellets. We're going to go ahead and re-stick some shooting C's on there. Oh, it's starting to rain. I was trying to get this done before it rained. Doesn't feel like it's going to rain super hard, but you never know. I mean, it is South Carolina. Okay, everything is stuck and plastered up, and we're ready to see what that 30 cal likes. First up is the American Air Ordnance, and I really don't have high expectations, simply based on the visible poor quality of the pellet. Okay, here is the 30 HP SS Plus, and I am using a Tonto, DonnyFL Tonto 30 cal, and you can see it's about the same OD as the Shroud. There's not a whole lot of moderator there, but it actually really quiets this 30 cal down. I'm really bummed out about that HP SS that I bought off Eris, because I got quite literally no customer support, no returned emails, nothing.
I actually did get an email,
as far as
but it was like
size,
6 weeks
the lightweight,
after
with the carbon fiber body. But yeah, I have just had no success getting that to cycle and run semi-auto, and I've had no help from Eris. Now, Ben from the pellet shop did reach out. He sent me trigger, sear, he sent me a shipping label, he went through it, I went through it. So I don't know what the issue is, but I really wish Eris would get back together, or back to me on this because I'd like to see them support their product. Well, you can see it's drizzling and it looks like we got rain coming. So I'm going to hurry up and try to get this sighted in. Okay, I went to sight this in before the rain came, and this front ring had popped off the dovetail. I'm not sure what's going on, but I cranked it down super tight. We're going to see if it holds. If not, I have a brand new in the box Discovery 4-16 that I am bringing with dovetail rings as a backup scope. That way, if anything happens to one of the scopes, I don't have to pilfer a scope off one of the guns that I'm bringing. I'll have a backup scope, which makes life easier. Trust me, I've been down that road. I'll show you once we get down range. But the American Air Ordnance, they performed about as well as I expected them to. Not so hot. Okay, we're gonna go cover those up and we're gonna see how they grouped. These are the American Air Ordnance, and that's not a true representation of their grouping because I was dialing the gun in. These are the JSBs, and those are the FX hybrid slugs. I'm a little bummed out. I was hoping the FX hybrids would perform better than the JSBs. Luckily, I bought a lot of JSBs though. Now, I'm only shooting at about 25 yards. I will get these dialed in at 50 before I leave. We were sitting at 3,600 and we were sitting right about 2,900 PSI after 27 rounds. I decided to make sure the piston didn't loosen any of the bolts on the scope rings. So I just started tightening them down, and here comes the rain. We're still gonna go ahead and sight this in. As far as ammo for the 30 cal, I'm bringing the JSBs because they grouped the best. I'm gonna bring some of the FX hybrid slugs only because I didn't buy enough of the JSB 30s. So in case I run out, I got some backup. And these are just foam blocks that are keeping everything from jostling around because I'm also going to put my 45 caliber ammo in here. And I most definitely will not be bringing the American Air Ordnance 30 cal Diablo. I got the 30 cal filled back up. My tank was running a little low, so I only got about 3,500 PSI in there, which is almost where it should be. I'm gonna upload a video real quick and see if this rain dies. You can see it raining. Now, I will shoot in the rain, but I'd rather not. So let's see if it stops. The rain just let up a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish sighting in the 30 cal AEA so I can get that packed up in the case and be done with it. This first one is when I was dialing it in. This is a group from Rapid Fire. That is not part of this group. That's a flyer from another shot. And that is the other group. And those, this and that one were all shot very, very rapidly in rapid succession, just to see how they did. And I'm happy with them. Other than this particular AEA that never ran right at all that I bought from Aris, I have no issues with the AEAs. The only gripe I do have is the trigger. And that trigger is as stiff as a really, really, really stiff double action only, like carry pistol. It is, I wish they had a better trigger system, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and recharge as far as fill that AEA 30 back up, get it packed in the case, and then I'll show y'all how I got the case set up. I went to start packing this up, and luckily I remembered to tighten up my turrets. If not, after a bunch of jostling around, I'd probably have to sight that thing back in again. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how I have everything in the case. The AEA 30 is folded to conserve space. Same with the AEA 22. I also have all my different moderators in their protective sleeves. My 30 cal mags, 22 cal mags, and I always bring a bipod just in case I end up doing any bench shooting or I have to sight something in. I then use some leftover foam just to keep any jostling. I just lay it on top in spaces that have a lot of negative space that I think might jostle some. And that's it. That's the case. There's 2 of the bottles I'm bringing. Sometimes I use those as backpack bottles. There's my ammo. And the next project I'm going to be taking y'all through is the Corral Big Max because it has the dual tanks. I love the Corral Puncher platform, which is the same as all of Benjamin's new boutique air rifle series. The Akela, I can't remember the other ones, but they are all basically Corrals. Laura and I have a ton of stuff to get done. It's about to get dark and I don't think the rain's gonna let up, so I'm not gonna mess with that Corral till a little bit later. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here as far as the 2 backpack guns I'm bringing in their case. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. Do something fun. I hope y'all are having better weather than us, at least some drier weather. Love y'all. See you soon.